What's going on? Here we go. Good morning. It is Tuesday, October 24th. Pre-market prep. We have some great ideas for you. First of all, earnings season gets started today. We have some big ones. I believe it's Microsoft, Google, and Visa, which are probably all after the bell, if I'm not mistaken. But earnings season kicking into high gear, and we got some awesome picks for you. We're going to forget about the war for today, okay? Look at this. Hold on. Securities lawsuit against Archer is dismissed. So many catalysts out there. Okay, but we think we have enough. So I'm going to totally ignore the war just for this morning because we got lots of great news that can be great day trades. And I'm just going to jump into it and not even worry about the macro. Let's cover the news here. And I'll tell you right off the bat, RTX is going to be the number one pick, even though it's up 9.5%. All right, we gave this alert early in pre-market. RTX had earnings this morning and some very important things out of this earnings report. Okay, first of all, if you look at the beat, it doesn't look that big, right? Adjusted EPS guidance, midpoint $5 versus $5 versus 502 estimate. Why is it up so much? There's two major things in this report. One is an immediate $10 billion accelerated share repurchase program, which they said will start almost immediately, is what they said. That was the word, almost immediately, because the shares are undervalued. And then another thing, there's actually three very important things. The other thing is they said that their cash flow forecast, let's see if I can get in here. Their cash flow forecast is up by 11%. 11%. Let's you can go in here. You can go read it. All right. Trust me. It's in there. All right. They're raising cash flow by 11%. Now, I like to do re-ratings based on EPS because usually they don't even put cash flow in the press release. If they give you guidance on cash flow and that whatever percentage increase of that, guidance is for the cash flow, that's even superior to EPS. All right. So right there, you can say, okay, maybe we can have an 11% re-rating on this cash flow guidance increase. All right. But there's something else important. Three big pieces of news here. So it's cash flow, accelerated, immediate buyback. And then there's something here. If you want to learn about it, you go to this. Here it is from Barron's. RTX has no surprises. Why the stock is surging. Okay. So they had an issue with last quarter, Pratt & Whitney. I don't know the exact thing, but I've heard about this before. I knew about this issue. There's something with Pratt & Whitney engine that had a problem that resulted in them taking a big charge. And that's why this big gap down. You see this from $83 and then a gap down. All right. That issue has now been resolved and there's no further charges, right? This is one of the principles of story trading that I really adhere to. If you can find out why the stock went down, when that reason is resolved, well, then the stock will go up, right? And here you can say it looks like there's a couple things coming all together. One is that 11% cash flow. We're already at 9.6%. That's taking it close to this gap. All right. If you get to 11%, and by the way, once you get over this gap and 80-50, 80-50 is a technical resistance. If you get over 80-50, then you're into that gap at 83. And that makes sense, right? Because we're reversing the reason why it went down is being reversed. And it just so happens to be this area between 80 and 83 is going to be about 11%, which matches the cash flow guidance beat. Okay, so despite the fact that this is up so big, you're not going to get a huge additional percentage move out of it with common shares, although we are in some common shares, but we like to do our number one picks with options. So we'll probably be buying. It's hard. It's hard to do it when you're up so much. So we got to manage your size, right? We're probably going to start small size and look for support lines and add, hopefully as it rides up support lines. So that's up to you to figure out how to execute. But RTX, I can tell you right off the bat, will be our number one pick. We do look for larger caps that we can play options for our number one picks. All right, there you go. RTX. All right. Now we have four other stocks. Let's go through them and then I'll try to order them in 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, first in no particular order, LLAP. after a period that the stock is just getting slam, 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 they finally get this tranche 2 contract from Lockheed Martin. All right. They already have the tranche 1 contract for like 42 satellites, and the tranche 2 is for an additional 36 satellites. Okay. That's a nice bit of news. People have been waiting for this. It hasn't been coming. You have resistance at around 75 cents, or actually is that, yeah, around 75 cents, which is the 20 DMA. But I don't think it's game-changing inflection point news, because based on this press, the primary reason the stock's been going down is because of funding concerns. They still have to do additional raises and dilutions. This deal they have with Rivada of the 1.4 billion, like, do they really have the money to pay them? And if they don't, they have to do the dilutions. This deal with Lockheed is good for credibility. It's nice to have a nice positive catalyst. So it's been down so long, right? But it's not something that addresses any immediate cash needs. All right. So I don't think this is like an inflection point. Wow, we're going to $1.50. No. But you have your first target here at the 20 DMA at 75 cents. And I suppose, and you know what? Like, I wouldn't be in big size. Like, we got in this around 70 cents. Maybe we'll take some off at this resistance level. There is the potential you break this 20 DMA and you make a move towards $1. All right. There is that potential there. There's some resistance in between around 85 cents, maybe. Yeah. Right around 84, 85 cents, and then $1. That possibility is there simply because of how beaten down it is. All right. But I don't know for sure if it's going to break that 20 DMA. And this is just a day trade. This is not news that's inflection point news. That's, oh my gosh, if the story's changed. No, it's not that. Okay. But it's good enough for a day trade. That's LAP. SMR, another one I really like for today. SMR, wow, I'm losing my voice this morning. SMR, if you remember, we played this on right here on October 6th, and we only took a small gain, and then it exploded. Man, we could have made a lot of money if we stuck with it. What was this? This was a deal with Standard Power, right? It looked really interesting. Deal with Standard Power, and it exploded. Subsequent to this, the last several days, it's been dying. And I did a little research last night. I'm like, why has it been dying? It's been dying because there's a short report blasting the customer, Standard Power. I think Standard Power is not really a legit company. They're a new company. They don't have money. They're not going to be able to really pay SMR. So that's why it's been crashing down. SMR to new lows every day like crazy. SMR finally responds today and defends their customer and gives all kinds of information about why their customer is legitimate. Okay. Again, not something that's inflection point news. It's something for the day. I don't know who's right. And generally speaking, people tend to believe the bad news more than the good news. So I really don't know who's right. But for today, looking at this here, I think we can see a move to, let's see, I would say at least 382 is in the cards. This 200 period moving average on these 5-minute frequency. And we pull back further. Let's see, what was the previous support? That previous support before this news hit. Okay, that previous low was 447. Can we make a move back to 447, something like that? Or maybe 4? I think it's possible. I do think it's possible we make a move, a pretty big, significant percentage move today, I think is in the cards. But again, this is just a day trade. It's not an inflection point thing. Remember, the real thing underlying why the stock is moving down is they're going to have to raise money and do dilutions, all right, in a high interest rate environment. They did actually address that they have a great balance sheet, no debt, a couple $100 million in cash, and they insinuated that they can raise money via non-dilutive financing because of their strong balance sheet, right? Here it is. Our healthy balance sheet enables us to access sources of capital as needed. Sources of capital because of the balance sheet. All right, you can read into that what you want, but I only care about sentiment for today, all right? Fundamentally, maybe things haven't changed long term, but for today, I think this stock can have a big percentage move on them pushing back on the short report. That's SMR. Now we have IREN. Now Bitcoin's been just soaring. All the Bitcoin plays exploding. I kind of missed the boat on this. Regulatory or impending regulatory approval of like a Blackstone ETF. Okay, so IREN is a Bitcoin miner that's been on our radar. Now, interesting thing about IREN, IREN, this looks like a legitimate company. We have JP Morgan with a $6.50 price target, October 11th. Cantor Fitzgerald with a $10 price target on October 10th. Now, if you look at this chart on IREN, it really didn't move yesterday with the rest of the Bitcoin miner stocks. It only started moving in after hours last night. So percentage-wise, if you go look at like a 5-day chart or something, you'll actually see IREN is significantly underperforming all the other Bitcoin stocks, whether it's Coin, Mara, Riot. Even though it's up 12%, it's still significantly underperforming. And then this morning, they had some news. Iris Energy partners with Weka to optimize generative AI workloads. All right, let's throw an AI headline on top of that. So you got the big support from Wall Street from those two big companies. You have Bitcoin surging and it lagging the Bitcoin move, and you have this AI news this morning. So technically, I think we're good to make a move towards these big daily moving averages, which sit in the high 380s to like $3.85 to $4, something like that. So IREN, I got positions in all of these this morning in SMR, IREN, LAP. All right, now big news on PSQH this morning. Wow, we've been waiting for this news for a long time. All right, I have to switch to a different chart. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll try to do Webull, man, because we've got to switch to Webull in 10 days. But man, do I hate this chart. Let me go to all right, daily. I can't even tell the prices. Someone's got to teach me. Like, where is my y-axis? What is 66% and 7%? I don't want to see that. I want to see prices. What is today's price? What's the current price right now? I'm blind. Someone who uses Webull, please tell me later how to read this. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Actually, let me go into the settings and include my extended hours. All right, let me just include that. Maybe that'll help. Don't know what's going on over here. Still don't know what's going on. Oh wait, something's happening. All right, we're somewhere around $7, but I still don't even know. Like, what's the last price? I don't understand what's going on. Where's the y-axis? Why is it telling me plus 21%, minus 5%? This is insane. I can't believe they're getting rid of TD. All right, someone's got to help me with this. I'm totally blind. I need a tutorial later. All right. So in any case, I have to switch to E-Trade. Let's do that right now. So share screen. We're going to go to my desktop E-Trade right now. All right. And we're going to look at PSQH right here. PSQH 665 by 698. Last trade 692. This makes sense. This is beautiful. It's right at the 20 DMA resistance. I can see that clearly. Man, I'm going to need help. Someone's have to train me on Webull because otherwise our show is going to be dead in 10 days. All right. So in any case, here we go. We're at the 20 DMA right now on this major news. What's the news? Did I tell you what the news was? I don't think I did. They have a deal with Tucker Carlson. Finally, it was rumored a long time ago. Now this stock has been in the dumpster, like dying. Tucker Carlson's huge. I don't need to tell you that. All right. Now they have a marketing deal with Tucker Carlson and shared content and on his streams and stuff like that. This is huge. So is it going to break the 20 DMA? I have to guess yes. I mean, so far in pre-market, it's not, although it's up a dollar. I guess that's a big move. But I have to think that there's a good possibility we're going to break the 20 DMA today and maybe make a move to, I see some resistance here in the 830 area. Of course, you got the moving average outside possibility, move to 968. Seems like much for today, but at least kind of like, buy the dip scenario might work well on PSQH today. Okay. All right. That's PSQH. All right. So then we got Overstock with some news. All right. They're finally rebanding. They're not going to Overstock. This is good. This is good long-term for sentiment. All right. Because Overstock's out. They have really bad reputation. They're going to change their name to Beyond Inc. As of November 6th. Okay. And then the ticker symbol will change to BYON. Stock getting a little pop out of that. It could do nice today, obviously. 20 DMA, it's getting resisted now right there. But we got other stuff, too much stuff on our plate, which I think is better. Let me just quickly look at the news flow and see if there's anything else that just came in, which might be even better than all of that. All right. NVIDIA says interim final rule to impact shipments of these products. I don't have time to look into that. Oh, ACH lawsuit dismissed. Maybe I'm going to try to put that near the top of my list. There's other things you might want to be aware of in case something doesn't work out and you want to rotate into strength. That's something, even though we have our bullish theses on all these stocks, right? It's good to have other things on your watch list so you can rotate. All right, that's something we do. But I also want to mention Tractor Supply Group. I put this at the top of my list last night because there's a possibility this was going to be number one today, but just got overtaken by all the other news. So CFRA adds Tractor Supply Group to high quality capital appreciation portfolio. Remember that in the ag sector, we just had LNN. So ag sector is hot right now. LNN with that 50% beat on EPS. So that's in the back of my mind. And then we get this analyst coming out, CFRA, saying added to the high quality capital appreciation portfolio, our positive outlook is buoyed by blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I couldn't find a price target in here, though. Meaningful upside, valuation has meaningful upside. So, any case, TSCO, that's on our list. So we're looking at Overstock, we're looking at TSCO, we're looking at Power, we're looking at Geo. It's all on our radar. Maybe I got to throw ACHR up there. All right. We have some swing shares in Powell. I'm looking to maybe short Tesla on major pops. Like all that's on our radar. Okay. But the top picks for today is RTX, number one, via call options. Then, am I ordering these other ones? Am I going to order these other ones? If I'm ordering the other ones, I'm going to put SMR ahead of LAP and IRON also ahead of LAP. Okay, LAP is last out of the top 5. And then between PSQH, SMR, and IRON, how are we going to go? It's tough. They're kind of all equal, I got to be honest with you. Maybe, all right, maybe I'll do SMR second to last and then PSQH and IRON. But they're all kind of equal. All right. So RTX number 1, then PSQH, IRON, SMR kind of number 2, and then number 3, and last will be LLAP. Lots of good ideas for you today. I expect that we're going to make big money today. Doesn't always work that way, but I really like the catalysts we have this morning. We're just day trading for the most part. Big earnings after the close can turn markets around and crash them and do all kinds of nasty stuff. Let's just take a quick look. QQQ still looks kind of nasty. Let me just look at my macro list here. All right. TLT, VIX, gold, Bitcoin. Okay, nothing really crazy stands out. We're getting pops this morning. I guess some optimism ahead of earnings, but who cares? All right. Who cares? We got some nice catalysts this morning. We're going to day trade them, and we'll be cash before earnings come out this afternoon. We'll see you for an update at 1 p.m. Take care, everyone.